Hi, Adrian.
Hello, Miriam.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for having me today.
Yeah, thank you as well for taking the time. So let's delve right into the hot topic. What is Meta Studio, the startup that you are now heading as CEO?
Meta Studio is the business metaverse for content creators who want to feel like playing when working,
Okay.
which which is something I believe every of us um, doing a little bit or a little more content want to have in their portfolio of tools and mediums to express ourselves.
Okay. Why do you think Meta Studio will be a success?
Um, Metaverse is a word on everybody's lips today, especially to the fact that Facebook did a huge bet changing their name into Meta, building their own metaverse. And especially if I'm looking in the conference circuit where I play a lot as a speaker at many events, is I find this to be a part of my contribution to the growth of the industry. I see not dozens, at least hundreds of metaverses which are being built. It's like everybody try to build a metaverse. Also, small brands and big brands, they want a piece of this metaverse, which is like an infinite play field, because you don't know where it starts, you don't know where it ends. And the biggest mistake here is to say, okay, we are building a metaverse for everybody, you know? So you
Yeah.
need to, when you build a metaverse, you need to do it on a niche, to stick to that niche, and after that to build interoperability with other metaverses. Because if you if you will if you will build your avatars in 5 to 10 metaverses, it will be like having a Gmail account, a Yahoo account, Outlook account, and so on. So ideally, you would have one main email address and all the others to redirect to your main one.
Yeah.
Same is with the metaverse. You will need one very, very good, let's say, avatar and presence in a proven metaverse, which is built in a proven niche. And after that, to have interoperability with the others, which will be like email addresses, which will redirect to your main one. And metaverse was started, is built on this specific niche, is a business metaverse. Also, more than that, it is built on a sub niche, is for content creators, and the sub niche of the sub niche, content creators who want to feel like play then when they work. And this is very important because if we look at the younger generations, people in the early 20s, starting their work journey, it seems like nobody wants to work in the traditional way today.
Yes.
If we are looking at the kids when they play with an iPhone, they could start doing stuff immediately without anybody to tell them what to do, without reading a manual, without having a course. They are kids. It's everything intuitive. So how we are designing it, how we are building it, so the content creators could start using it immediately as something being in a natural way part of their life, and they will have the opportunity, because there's no guarantee, because there will be some effort involved. Even when you are playing, you need to do some effort. So they have the opportunity actually to build an income, their main income or a side income. It will be their decision based on their involvement, because they will have all the tools in order to monetize their activity, their content creation. They will be able to sell what they are creating. They will be able also to rent their creations to brands, and to be paid, I don't know, by view, by interactions, and so on. Many models. But when they will create videos, audios, songs, movies, and other things, they will be able to have a stable monetization platform, which will make the difference. And also, I believe Metaverse will be successful because the team behind it will actually do will actually take the hard route of building this thing. Because also I'm referring to the conference circuit. I've started speaking in the blockchain space in 2018, and many times you see the same people coming every year with new projects, which is okay. But in the meantime, the projects they came last year were killed. They raised some money, they don't do anything with it, they raise some money again, and so on. And in my activity, at least, and it's something also which is the mantra of the team behind Meta Studio, we are of course working like crazy, and because we love what we are doing, it feels like play, to actually build the projects. One of my favorite, I believe is my favorite entrepreneur, is Sir Richard Branson. And he's saying that of course, with the good and bads, nobody's perfect, but overall he's my favorite. you know and somehow the Virgin brand can sell anything to me. It's the same like Disney, so I let myself hooked by their marketing. He's saying that it's very important that, especially when you are working on something which seems hard, to have this feeling and to take this way of doing things, to feel like playing. Because otherwise, especially in the hard moments, in the worst moments, if you don't do that, you will quit. you
Yeah.
know so based on seeing and having these ingredients, I believe that Meta Studio has all the chances to become a success. But of course, the work or the play is first. The
Yes.
success is an effect of the things which are done before. It's the same like the amount of money any person has in their accounts. That is an effect of the jobs, the activities, the involvement, and of course the chances, the connections, and so on. That one is an effect. So if you work on the results directly, it may not work. You have to work on the processes, on the things which will generate the results. So now we are in the phase where we have to do all the things necessary for the projects to be fundraised properly, the community to be built, so the quality of the community to be very good to embrace such a project, and also to build the technological infrastructure, which is the core of the project. And of course, to recruit the best talent to enlarge our team.
Yes, we believe that Meta Studio will succeed as well, otherwise we wouldn't be here. So why do you think, what can you tell our audience about content creators joining Meta Studio now? Why is it that now is the best time for content creators to hop on board?
The metaverse is a new medium of expression. It's like in the 90s when the internet took shape, and it's very important for the ones, the content creators who want to be leaders, not followers, to be early adopters and embrace these new mediums of expression. It will be first mover advantage for most of them. But of course, when you are first, it doesn't guarantee that you will stay there. But I will repeat myself, the metaverse is before anything a new medium of expression, is a new medium where we as people digest information, learn new things, sell and purchase stuff. So we put money there, so or we take money there, and also it's a new medium to build some kind of wealth. So
Yeah.
and I'm using this. Any smart content creator should embrace this opportunity, the metaverse, with both hands. It's an expression I'm using, because um, um, I did at a certain moment a very, very good deal, a no-brainer deal to a company. And even after that, they said, okay, but we need this, but we need that. And I said, if I were you, I would see that this opportunity is something nobody else could get in the market. I will take it with both hands, and that's it. No asking other things,
Yeah.
So it's the same for content creators. It's a no-brainer to involve in the metaverse because the entry level is low, so anybody can do it, anybody can start.
Yes.
But in the same time, to find the platform or the few platforms which will pass the test of time and will be able to give them what they want from this new medium of expression, to express themselves in a certain way, to have all the tools for creation, for monetization, and for us being the platforms in a very, very competitive market, because we are in a very, very competitive market. And some of the other players, they have like unlimited resources, I can call that. If you want to succeed, you need somehow be better than 90 to 95% of the others. Otherwise, you will you will fall into the failure zone,
Yeah.
these are the statistics, 90 to 95 percent of startups, they fail and so on. So to succeed, you have to strive to be better than 90 to 95 percent. And I'm saying that Meta Studio is not competing with anybody, because what is built is in a blue ocean medium. We don't want to be in a red ocean zone. So okay, the commissions at this platform are, I don't know, 5% less. We'll go there. Um, so we want to build this in a certain way, so to be like a glove for content creators really wanting to do this, because as I said, it's not for anybody. It has a niche, a sub niche, and a sub niche of the sub niche, and we want to attract, especially at the beginning, the kind of early adopters which will see the value in what we are doing, and to have a critical mass of early adopters, which will allow us to grow like crazy in a natural and sustainable way.
Yes. What is the value that Meta Studio can bring for institutional investors? Let's talk about the other end of the spectrum now.
Of course, what I'm saying now is not investment advice. It's for entertainment purposes. This is a disclaimer which has to be attached to any statement like that. And always, especially when I'm speaking in events, I said, when I do such an advice is based on what I am doing or what I am thinking. because everybody has to do their own due diligence.
Yes.
I see in the market, because I work with a lot of investors, all of them are looking for uh, the next big thing to invest early on, but of course, to mitigate the risk of failure and to have a potential good return on investment. And the institutional investors and the VCs, they actually are driving the market, because based on their investments, their contributions, the big projects are built.
Yeah.
So they have a big responsibility at the end of the day in which projects they are investing in, you know, and also from choosing the best projects to invest in, they are developing and are driving and are growing the market. So um, when I'm analyzing a project, and I believe most of the institutional investors are also looking at these three elements, I'm looking at the team, the quality of the team, and what they did before is very important for a project, the quality of the team, because if there are problems, if there are potential failures, a good team will be able to pivot and to solve the issues. A weak team will disappear. Second one, I'm looking, and this criteria were developed over time, actually looking with VCs, with institutional investors, with family offices. So they are not my inventions, are things I'm seeing in the market. The second element is if there is any either technological or commercial innovation. So I want the project not to be a copycat. Copycats can work very well also, but I believe that entrepreneurship is all about advancement, about doing something better than it was done before. And Meta Studio has this very, very specific metaverse part for content creators. So it's very, very specific. We want to advance this space to offer creators some things they don't find anywhere else. So it's very specific. And the third element is the potential of mass adoption, which is very, very important for any project to be able to produce any sizable return on investment. And okay, we see the metaverse very well, but how we can develop this space, how we can have a slice of this space, but not in the competitive way, in the creative way. So how we can have a slice from a bigger cake. I said at the beginning that metaverse is infinite, but um, this is theoretical, you know,
Still,
because in the real world, metaverse is built by teams of software developers, marketers, entrepreneurs, and the good metaverses will be will have a footprint in the ether, you know, for as long as the teams will be able to build some sustainable projects. Otherwise, it will be the next big fad. Nobody will want to involve. So, uh, based on these three criteria, I'm advising all the people I'm talking with, I'm working with from the VC world, from the institutional investor world, from the family office world, to take very look at this project. And of course, if they are seeing what we are seeing, they are welcome to involve, because at the end of the day, it's all about business. If um, uh, if you go to our white paper, you will see that there are some evergreen principles we learn about in university, which are also mentioned there, um, which I didn't see in other white papers. Like Porter's forces and other things. They're not mentioned in other white papers, meaning that
Okay,
there is a certain type of thinking and certain type of um, uh,
approach.
strategic strategic approach, and also the application of the evergreen um, uh, business principles, which were the same, let's say, 200 years ago, um, and will be more or less the same in the next, I don't know, 100 to 200 years,
And they still
because
apply even to
of
really new
course,
spaces
of
such
course,
as
because
Web3.
the new spaces are new spaces of expression, new spaces of marketing, of income generation, but the some of, not all of them, but some of the evergreen business principles remain there. And I believe that many people with university and post-university background, when we check the white paper, will see some things they don't see anywhere else, which is pretty
Okay.
cool. But
Oh,
of course, besides those, is a highly technological project which is designed for early adopters to take it with both hands and to start helping them to enhance the returns from their content creation activity.
okay. Tell us a little more about you. What is your background in crypto and technology?
My background is 20, more than 20 years of entrepreneurship. I've entered into this industry in 2016. Um, I heard about Bitcoin back then. I wasn't, fortunately, between the guys who are able to buy Bitcoin in $1. I've, but since then, I've met a lot of these guys. So few years later, starting with 2017, I was involved in Cloudcoin. Cloudcoin is a post blockchain digital currency, and basically I stayed at CMO for more than 5 years, which is not typical in this space. And it's not because I didn't have a lot of opportunities, but I want to have the full cycle and to see the project from actually scratch until a certain level. Um, since 2019, I've also started to have advisory roles in different projects. There were opportunities for me to be a non-executive director in these companies and to contribute from time to time with different viewpoints than the team is having. And this was and still is for me a very challenging thing, because you have all the time to have an updated mind about things, because uh, the partners you are working with, they expect feedback on things which can be applied immediately, not theory from books, which which can be applied. I was also working with latoken.com, is an exchange from top 20, top 30 on CoinGecko. It's a company with more than 300 employees,
Yep, yep.
listing especially venture capital backed coins and tokens, and doing partnerships with investment funds. Among the companies I'm advising are companies listed on Nasdaq, or which will be listed on Nasdaq, early stage startups or projects which are now very big.
Yeah,
Um,
so you're definitely familiar with the entrepreneurial and startup scene, and
yeah, and I don't. I'm not advisor anywhere just with the name. The most important things for me are to believe in the project, to like the project, and also to feel that I can contribute in a meaningful way, even as an, let's say, non-executive director or advisor. I'm also very present in the conference space. I speak at dozens and events every
yeah,
year. I see speaking as part of the contribution, and always when I'm speaking, I'm thinking about not about promoting myself, but about giving some ideas, some knowledge, some golden nuggets which could be applied. And I see myself as a contributor in the blockchain space, in the tech space, doing my part, which sometimes it's work, but most of the time it feels like playing. It's by design, not by
yes,
default, to to be part of growing this and developing this industry. It's not easy, of course. There are many moments where um, you have this sensation that you don't see tomorrow or something like that. But I always do my best to find ways to advance, to go further, and to become
yeah.
better and better in the
I
contributor way.
I apologize that I need to hurry you a little. We're approaching our
I
deadline.
could speak. I could speak for 3 days at least just to warm up. So
Yeah. So, what is the one takeaway that you would like every viewer of this interview or listener to have to remain with in their minds regarding Meta Studio? If you could just highlight one idea you would like them to have.
the most important thing about Meta Studio is that it's a business metaverse.
Okay.
The most important is a business metaverse. So
So,
it's
it's a metaverse in which you do business.
exactly. And and um, when they see that it's a business metaverse, they have to think about how they can involve. They can be active players or become content creators, or they just if they are active on other niches, on other activities, they just can remain users, part of our communities, to hold some tokens and to be part of what's happening. So the takeaway is to take a very good look at the project, to read the white paper, to look at the website, and to not to decide if they will involve, but to decide how they will involve.
Yes.
Thank you very much for having me today.
Thank you as
Can
well.
wait to come back and to discuss more. We can talk
Yes.
for days about this
So,
subject.
where can we meet you at future events in the near future? Give us a heads up of where you can be found in the next few months. Let's see.
Um, Especially we are at the end of May. So the nearest event will be tomorrow and the day after tomorrow in
Yes,
Bucharest, at Bitcoin Bucharest. After that, um, 6, 7, 8 of June at AIBC Summit in Toronto in Canada.
yeah,
22, 23, 24, I believe in June at Crypto Milan in Milano in Italy.
yes,
And at the end of the month, Global DeFi Summit in Dubai at the fourth edition. I spoke to all four editions, and in three of them I also emceed one of the days,
cool.
usually the second day. And
Yeah,
are many others, but most of the events are announced like 1 2 months before.
yeah,
Even sometimes there are last minute announcements. or last minute arrangements. But overall, it's because the restrictions with COVID became non-existent in many places. I I will see a big boom of events starting September this year.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Exciting.
and of and and of course, sorry for interrupting you. We have a section on the website about events, which is updated all the time with conventions, conferences, expos, where um,
You and other team
you can
members.
meet our team. Yes, yes. Either me or you or other members of the team. It doesn't matter who you are meeting, because if there is something to discuss, automatically that information will be passed to the proper person to be discussed with. So
Yes,
just be somebody from Meta Studio.
indeed. Okay. Thank you very much for your time, Adrian. And
Thank you very much also.
cheers.
And let's do the
Let's
play,
talk.
you know,
Yep.
the work that feels like playing. Let's do it.
Yep. Okay. Bye.
Bye.